and we should.
Welcome. We're live.
Hello! Hi!
Boom!
Hello, everybody!
Alright. Yes, welcome back to Mimics and Mockery, our lovely campaign amongst the three friends for our tea and D&D Tuesday. No tea, just water today. Stay healthy.
It's too hot for tea.
Our AC is broken, so mind the sweat on the brows.
We start melting at some point. That's why.
We're all wearing black. I don't know why we decided I'll do that when it's hot.
I don't
White
want anything
exposure.
other than black.
There are other colors.
There are other colors? No, there's only
There
black.
are other colors.
There's only black and white.
There's only tints and shades.
I'm colorblind.
Right, I need,
No
I
excuse.
need a D8.
Yeah, here's your D8.
I also need
So,
to do some math.
Welcome back to Mimics and Mockery. Something I talked to the players about after last session ended is that they had leveled up. So I'm having them at the very beginning of the stream. They're going to roll health for their level 3 characters. Everything else they should have taken care of already.
Yes.
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 We're good players.
Where'd mine?
Did you immediately throw the D8 on the ground?
Oh, wait.
No, I lost my
Oh, little dice tray.
Lost
Oh,
my
we
dice
all
tray.
have one now.
Yeah.
Yeah, we all have little dice trays.
Okay, nice.
Mine is very
I was trying to-
uncharacteristically pink.
I was trying to make sure that everyone else had one. I don't need it.
Ha ha!
Max
I rolled an 8.
rolled an 8 on a D8.
Beautiful.
Hello. Noise.
Okay, now
Okay.
I need to remember.
Well, they roll health and add that to their character sheets. We'll do a recap for the last time. Where do we start? Last time we started with them, as they leveled up in the last session. We
Okay,
had
7.
Maximal basically realize his monk and key ways by meditating the night before, and then later realizes he can apply that to actual things.
Yes.
And then, no, that was the beginning of last session.
That was like no.
Yes.
So that was more the end of. Are we talking about like? Or you're trying to just recap.
Yeah, I'm trying to recap
Oh, okay.
for
We
last session.
Yeah, we basically were.
Basically, I went to a casino and
We went to a casino.
We went
It
to a
was like
casino.
I was getting out of the infirmary and finished my glasses thing, and then
Yeah.
Sable was meeting with Miss Smiles,
yes,
and that's what kind of kicked off our whole thing, where it's like, well, we have a job tomorrow, and then we were like, well, we could try to get some information before the day's out for
Right.
for our investigation.
you went to the casino that's run by the Kane clan.
Bunch of stinky dock workers.
Bunch of stinky, fishy dock workers. That
Not as stinky as Sable.
Hey!
yes, Sable had a run-in with the Sorcerer Scouts, who proceeded to use prestidigitation to make her smell like shit.
I
Beautiful.
got my comeuppance, or not my comeuppance. I did get my comeuppance.
No,
but I
that's
got
correct. That was correct.
I got my
Revenge
revenge.
on the little poor boy that soiled himself probably from being scared.
Yeah, now he smells like shit. And he can't. Well, he can get rid of that, but
But upon going to the casino, you guys found your guard friend. I used friend in a very sarcastic tone there, as he seemed to be doing his own little job investigating the murder of Mr. Plumbelt. Maximal seemed to blend with the crowd and avoid his eye, while Sable decided to disguise themselves as a fictional race, even for this world, as a fox person, which do not exist, and got the anatomy grossly wrong because
it was her first time trying.
you're a little green on using the spell.
I'm figuring it out.
You're figuring it out. But no, we left off last session with them returning back to the Mithril Tap and awaiting a job that was given to him by Mrs. Smiles to act as slight bodyguards for an impromptu gala by Mr. Wote.
That's right. It was Mr.
Yes, Wote Lemonposh.
wrote Lemon Mess. He was a lovely artiste.
A lovely sculptor that
A sculptor
at the end of the gala wishes to sculpt a sculpture
of Miss Smiles.
of Miss Smiles.
Yes. How hoity the toity.
How hoity the toity.
She said, you need to come early to clean up.
I always said both of us.
She said, you specifically need to come early.
Oh.
I don't need to clean up. I just need to put on a pretty dress.
Yes.
All right. Wow.
But I think that pretty much does it for recap. Or
Well, besides the very end,
Yeah,
Of
where
our-
I had a
Right.
where it made sense for us to actually level up.
yes,
where I had a little fun little acid trip.
you had a fun little acid trip, and then you had a little conversation with your newly found patron. Well, not newly found, but
Mama.
an old mama
Oh, mama.
patron.
Sugar mama.
Well,
Your
no,
sugar
yeah,
mama.
no, she is my sugar mama. I specifically asked she could be my sugar mama.
There was also a very touching scene between siblings at the very end.
Yeah, until he started fucking with my ear and ruining the moment.
It looked like you had a tattoo on it, and that was weird. Glowing.
Yeah, I have stars in my ear now, apparently.
No, I reached my astral self, I guess.
Yes, you reached your astral self through meditation and much study about trying to code break a book that Mr. Plumbelt loved. And important information you got last time was that Mr. Plumbelt was actually possibly an undercover officer.
Yes, possibly.
Not a baker, just an undercover officer.
You could be both.
It could be both.
Could be both. Could be a baker.
Could be a baker.
All
But
right.
with that, where would you like to begin?
Well,
Was
what?
it a fresh day?
Yeah,
This
it's a fresh day. I'm assuming probably. We didn't really get a time on when Mrs. Smiles' event was going to start.
No, we did. Like midday. Like 5.
It was later in the day.
Later in the day.
Yeah, we had to meet her at like 4 or 5.
All right. Well, I guess grab some breakfast, talk about the day, and then head over to Mrs. Smiles. She said
Yeah.
she wanted you to get there a little bit early to fix all that.
I'll get some food, and I need to figure out. I don't even know. It's at her house. Yeah, we'll just meet there. I guess. What are you gonna do?
Well, I was just gonna, hang out, enjoy the lavish life while you get pampered. Who knows? Maybe she's got some pampering for me too. I wouldn't mind having a little spa day.
I thought it was for both of us, but okay.
Well, I happen to keep my fur nice and clean. Thank you very much.
Except for your ear.
What are you talking about?
Look at my mirror somewhere in this room. Do we have a mirror in this room?
Yeah, you have a mirror. Sable has a mirror.
Okay, if it's like a hand one, I'll just hold it like the awkward angle that it is. Fold it back.
I guess I had a really fun night. Don't know where that came from.
Just put it down.
Full glowing points.
Looks like one of those tattoos. But that's none of my concern as I...
Oh, I don't remember getting a tattoo, but I don't remember a good portion of last night. So,
Oh my god. Go get breakfast.
Go get breakfast.
have you? How much of your decoding? I guess you haven't told me anything of your decoding.
You haven't asked.
Fair enough.
Once again, Sable has already told me, has already explained her viewpoint of, that's kind of stupid. That's weird. What are you doing? Max just being Max.
Well, not necessarily stupid. Just doesn't interest her.
Just doesn't interest you. And so I'm just like, Max, he's a don't ask, don't tell kind of guy. He's just not going to bother you if he just doesn't feel like it's imprudent at this
Right.
moment.
Well, then we're gonna go to the bar. Who's bartending today?
Gaz.
God damn it!
He's not off his shift yet.
It's been
No.
24
Oh no!
hours.
Oh man, this man's all around the clock. Okay.
I would just walk in and just be like, "Yes."
No.
Do you never not work?
Yes, I work. I have breaks.
Okay, because every time I come down here, I just see your face.
It's been the past 2 days.
Yeah,
You
and that's a
sleep?
lot.
I just got back from vacation.
Do you sleep?
Not really.
That's fair.
I don't need
You should
to.
go back on vacation.
2 eggs.
Why do you think I'm working? 2 eggs? Just
Bacon.
sits there and fries up some eggs. Bacon this time. All right.
I need my
Sit-
protein. I feel like I
Anything
need
for
to-
you?
Something fried.
Thank you.
Something fried egg?
You got any like fried fish?
A little early for that, but I can whip something up.
Yeah. Just like some greasy fried fish on like some bread.
You just like see him kind of go back and try to like whip up something. He's like, probably gonna be a minute.
Well, alright, I'm gonna just help myself to a drink while you're gone.
Max, make sure she doesn't go behind the bar.
Just reaches
Copy.
over the bar
I
and
just grab the scruff of your neck and just start pulling back. Just let him make you some food. Let him
just
do
like
his
get
job.
paralyzed like a kitten. Just
Just let him do his job.
hate when you do that.
Then don't do it.
He eventually comes back after some time of with like basically fish and chips.
Ooh.
Didn't have any bread that wasn't moldy, so potatoes had to do.
I'll take it. Looks delicious. Thank you, guys.
No problem.
How old are these eggs?
How old are the eggs?
I mean, if the bread's bad.
Eggs are fine.
Alright. Well, did you at least have a good night, Maxie?
I think so. I got a little frustrated at the coding, but I did feel like I got some stuff done from it. It wasn't a total waste of time.
Made a little bit of progress then.
Yeah, a bit of progress, and then but I hit a wall of some kind. I'm not sure what, but and then I dropped it, went back to my other book, and yeah, that was something very different. Well, good different, very good different. I don't know if it's going to be useful yet or anything, but I'm sure I can figure it out. What about you, from what you can remember?
I mean, yeah, it was a fun night. Not really much to report. I don't really remember much. Since you made some progress on that code thing there, that means we don't necessarily have to go back to the docks, right?
I don't think so. I might have to go back there at some point if that
I
same
would
guy
really-
decides to check another book out.
I would really prefer you didn't. Not even, because that whole thing, I got a bad feeling about them. Like, beyond my usual bad feeling. I don't think they're good people, Max.
Sable, we're not good people.
A different kind of not good people. We don't hurt other people that don't deserve to be hurt. We don't hurt innocents.
There's a lot of gray areas we occupy, Sable, but I understand what you're saying.
I don't trust him.
Okay, well, I didn't say I did either. They seem like they might know some stuff that we might not in the future, but as of this moment right now, I have no reason to go back there.
Okay. Just
Okay?
be careful around them. Be careful what you say to them.
Look, I know you're afraid of anything with scales, but that's a little bit, you're just pushing him into categories you met him yesterday.
Okay, well, it's not just the fact that, they got scales and teeth, which anybody should be scared of, because that's just...
You have teeth. I have teeth.
Okay, but they got, like...
Sharp teeth?
Yeah.
Like you?
Okay, they got... Their teeth are very different. Reptilian teeth are very different than feline.
They're both carnivorous in nature.
Still. I don't like it. But... They also said that they were from the north.
Uh-huh.
Listen, I had, just trust me, okay?
Look, I know. It just, okay.
I
Alright,
got
fine.
a gut feeling that nothing good comes from the north.
Okay. syrup, maybe. All right, fine, whatever. But I'm not gonna go talk to him.
Good.
As far as at this moment, I have no reason to go back there, and obviously you don't either.
I ain't going back there. I don't care what you need. I ain't going back there.
Okay, well, I'm not going back there.
Good. Then we're not in the cold. Well then, you said you made some progress with the code. What'd you find out? Anything to help us with our little investigation? Sure, the doctor's waiting on some results.
Yeah, something, but I'm still working at it. As I'm kind of like, I'm still working at it, looking at her like I'm trying not to. Obviously, I took the book and I'm trying to hide the damn thing, and Gaz is right fucking there. And he was like, I'm not quite done with it yet. I want to make sure it's all good and everything from what I found.
Yeah, she's not picking up what you're putting down.
Roll deception.
Okay. That's not bad. That's not bad. That's it's a dirty 20.
I'm gonna keep my initial
Understood. Okay.
insight. I rolled a rough insight to see if I just gathered his
my,
hinting. It was not good, so.
All right.
Loud mouth.
Yeah. Guys, it's just sitting there. It's like, I'm from the north. That's a lie. I wanted to see the reaction.
I was about to say that explains a lot why I don't like you.
We also don't have scales or we have teeth.
I have
Apparently,
teeth.
those are the credentials.
Hmm.
You're 1 for 3. So if you are from the north, that's 2. So I'm worried for you then.
I know where you sleep.
I know where you sleep too.
I know where you
Are
both
we
sleep.
sharing? Are we sharing information? Is that what we're doing? Does it state the obvious morning?
I think it is.
Oh, okay. I finished my eggs.
It goes.
As I
I'm gonna
push the plate forward.
I'm just pick up my plate, go 3 seats down on the bar, and sit back down, just pout.
Well, we made her pout. Anyways,
She'll come back around.
No, it won't.
Gaz does reach below the bar. It's like, well, I did find this for you.
Oh, it's in the book.
It's the book.
Okay, I'm just
Yeah.
like, oh.
Yeah.
And he goes, thank you, Gaz.
Of course, anytime.
Yeah. Well, there's more. As
Yeah, it's
so he goes like, let me know. Is it volume 2?
It's volume 2.
Oh, okay. And I'm like, sweet. Got me another one of these babies. Where's the blue one?
Where's the blue
I have a blue one sitting around
Oh
somewhere.
my
It's the
God.
exact same. I'll find it later.
You're just gonna alternate between the two.
I'm gonna alternate between the two. Like I'm visibly. This is just empty notebook. I'm visibly taking notes in this, but like I'm like about like the investigation and everything. But like I also like the idea of just like occasionally it just cuts to another book that I pick up and just. Yeah. See how many books you can get through without people noticing. But yeah, I'm gonna be like, yeah, look out for the. I'd still like to keep an eye out for the full. I like to have a full set.
Of course.
Where did this come from? Did they specify?
The gentleman did not specify necessarily.
Was it like
It was a.
handed to a hand kind of thing, or was it just like, oh look, you
There
have
were
it?
multiple hands involved.
All right, I was gonna ask where it came from.
Yeah. I had to track down the man that grabbed it.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I appreciate it, and this is actually good because I've already memorized the first one.
But
So
I will say,
We're
volume
doing
3
5
is going to
times.
be trickier to get.
that's fair. But volume 2 awaits. So start reading it.
Just immediately start reading it.
I immediately start reading it. I had breakfast. I don't have anything planned until like I don't know what time is it.
It
General
is
time.
for you guys because you guys are late wakers. You guys are probably going on probably about 2.
About time to head
About
over
2,
there.
2:30.
Was the appointment at 4, or was the art show at 4?
I
The
have.
appointment is at 4.
Okay.
Yeah. So you guys have a couple hours to kill
Yeah.
if you wish to do something during those couple hours.
No, mainly together.
Nothing in
Yeah, I
particular.
don't think there's really much for us to do.
All right. Anime fast forward scene. Yes, you eventually, just kind of waiting around for the time, make your way to Miss Smiles' house, abode, where you're familiar with the high-rise buildings that kind of flank this smaller-looking little gnomish mansion in the middle of the city. And you guys find that the gate is open, as if they are expecting you, and there's not really anyone waiting outside.
Usually there'd be a guard outside, especially probably for the gala. As I start walking.
Guess just saunter
Start
around.
walking with her.
Probably shouldn't have done that. Shake the whole camera. I'm sorry.
It's good.
Professionalism is on point.
We are professionals.
Anyways,
There we go.
there you go. You guys knock on the door, wait a few beats, and then the butler opens the door and is like, "Ah, yes, please come in. Remember, take off your shoes."
Sable just wipes her paws.
Wipes
she
her paws.
She doesn't wear shoes.
Right. Yes, please come in. Miss Smiles has been expecting you. She is currently in her, let's see, the guest wardrobe, I think. It would be upstairs, second door on the left.
We can just make our way up.
Make your way up.
Yeah.
Kind of take everything in. Does she rearrange their new items around for the gala?
She has rearranged and slightly adjust the decor. There is less furs on the floor. Looks like they've been rolled up and stowed away. And there's also some little pedestals put out for her, for displays and statues that are going to be put out. But yeah, Miss Smiles is waiting for you with a very lovely halfling that is like full dressed in nines with various patterns and colors that don't really match, and it's like in her confidence kind of ties it together, but it's like, yeah, that's an ugly garish outfit.
The halfling is wearing?
the halfling, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, so just walk in and immediately just put on the charm.
Yeah, I was like, my $5 says that's our guy.
Just, well, howdy do. How y'all doing today? It is just great to see you. Hi, Mrs. Smiles.
Hello, Smiles.
I don't believe, hello. I don't believe we've had the pleasure of meeting, Sable Knox.
The halfling kind of looks kind of taken aback by the hand thing, and then like grabs a finger. And it's like, it's a pleasure to meet you. My name is Shelby.
Oh, well,
So, yeah.
well, hi, Shelby.
Hi. I believe I am to looks you up and I was like, fix that one. It's
Oh,
like-
he cleans up quite
Yeah.
well. It won't be too much of work for you.
turns to Miss Smiles like, I was not aware I was fixing the homeless. Miss Smiles is like, he's not homeless. He's just homely.
Can't be homeless if you don't have a home. If you've never had one.
That is the definition of homeless.
No, homeless implies that you lost it.
No, homeless means you have no home.
Never had one.
I promise he's intelligent. He reads a lot of books.
Sure, honey. I'll take your word for it. Are you just pulls some smiles like, are you sure? It's like, yes, I'm sure. It's like, okay. immediately starts going over and like holding like 2 inches away from you, not touching you, like measuring. Just like starts measuring you.
Puts it away.
I'm gonna
Puts the book away and just.
I'm just be like,
Holds out
here,
arms.
maybe I can help out just a little bit. I'm gonna go over and just press the digitation, all the dirt off of him, and just.
Thank you.
There wasn't much left. The scouts did it last night.
Well, thank you, honey. Still a little dirty looking, but and then she's touching you now and like actually measuring, and starts measuring your frame, taking your adjustments. And it's like, okay, let me apply these measurements to some of the outfits that I have picked out for. You said these were guards, so let's get some measurements for the guards.
Yes, absolutely. And Mrs. Smiley, I wanted to ask, I'm just kind of like in my standard clothes, not like my clubbing outfit or anything,
Right.
just like my standard black casual clothes. Just like, so I was wondering if you had anything for me to wear. Will I be in guard uniform? Will I be kind of more like discreet undercover amongst the patrons? What do you got planned for me?
Well, I suppose it would be fitting if I did have guard duty in mind for you, but it'd be fitting if you were, well, if you both were guard amongst the people in the gala. I'll station 2 other guards for the outside. You'll be worrying about more of the people inside. I want to make sure that they're all safe.
Amongst the
That's understood.
crowd.
Amongst the crowd. So, I'm going to have you dress finer than the guards outside.
Fair.
Fantastic. Well, blue is my color. Which
Blue
is,
is your color. Is there a specific shade of blue?
you know, kind of.
Cerulean?
Okay.
Prussian?
I'll kind of like indicate to like the eyes and the spots in my ears that are kind of like that bright, almost kind of like aquamarine cerulean.
Ah. Understood. Got an electric blue. Yes. So, she takes those notes and then gives them to the Shelby. And Shelby says, "Oh, I have to do this one too," and starts to measure you, less hesitant than with Maximal. And then,
Yeah, and I'll just be like, oh, don't be shy. The fur is very, very soft. I keep it nice and clean.
I can see that. And she goes off and like pulls out 2 uniforms that are going to be set. One is just a full tuxedo for Max. The other is a dress that is the split down the middle and has a pair of pants that goes on to underneath, so they can actually split. And it's sleeveless too, so it's
Sleeves are bullshit.
sleeves are bullshit. Understood. Yeah, it is.
Is it a color?
Yes,
Color?
it is. Your suit is flat black with a red shirt.
Okay.
And then your dress is also a very shiny, or is it shiny black with trimming and edges that are basically stitched with like a nice cerulean blue. So it's like a nice highlight along this edges. As well as like a little embroidery pattern that kind of goes to the shoulders and radiates downwards. Yeah. It takes a little bit of time to pin it, hem it, and everything. She's real fast at working though. You've seen people take like basically a lot of time to fix up suits, and this one, she is properly fixing up suits. Not temporary. This is like permanent. This is your size suit. But eventually everything is all said and done, and then you guys come out dressed, and she's like, how's the breathing, like neck?
A bit tight.
A bit tight?
I'm not used to wearing tight clothes.
Well, here. And she goes up, unbuttons the first 2, and then basically takes off the tie and gives you like a nice bright silky white ascot to wear around instead of like a full-on tie.
Alright. I guess.
It's actually very soft on the skin.
Oh, Maxie, look at you. I knew you cleaned up good, but I never knew you cleaned up this good.
I don't. I hate monkey clothes.
One of the things you do
Adorable.
notice as you're like moving around, the shoulders of like a suit jacket, they're typically pretty tight. They're stretching a little bit.
Okay.
So
Pants.
it's full like, okay, this is not
good. I can actually move.
Yeah, it's quite stretchy.
I'm just going around, just like spinning and like throwing the skirt around, just having so much fun. It's like, what you think, Max? What you think? It's pretty, ain't it? Ain't it pretty?
It looks good.
Just inside pockets.
Inside pockets.
Check.
Now, Mrs. Smiles' question.
Starts.
Are you wanting, since I know there aren't,
Peaked lapels.
I wasn't sure if you were wanting, the full furred persona within your gala. If you wished, I could make myself look like something else to not draw too much attention.
Why you blend in with the walls?
Rude.
He's not wrong. You do kind of blend in with the walls, but
What, are any of your guests gonna try and poach me?
no. God, no.
Okay.
Plus, if you're bodyguards, you should be able to hold your own.
Well, that wasn't the problem. I just simply wanted to make sure that your guests were paying attention to the art rather than your guards.
Oh, they're definitely going to be paying attention to the art. It's a fabulous sculpture.
Right.
Right. Yes, if anyone had an interest in poaching in skins and furs, they would kind of be my competition, and I don't invite competition into my home.
Fair
I'll
enough.
invite them somewhere else. I will not invite them into my home. So,
Ominous.
well, let that be a compliment. As she walks away, being
Every
like
time-
3 feet lower than you guys.
Every time I interact with this woman, I just fall in love with her more and more.
How many guests is she?
There's going to be about 20 individuals.
Small crowd for big name.
Small crowd for big name, small house for big name.
Are we gonna get like a guest list, or are we just entrusting the front guards to make sure that nobody gets in that's not supposed to be here?
If you would like copies of the guest list, I can get you the copies.
That would be amazing. I would love to be able to know who we're rubbing elbows with.
Who are you rubbing elbows with? Understood. I can get you that guest list. For now, I guess we have had some time before the actual gala starts. You can either help move the statues in, if you'd like, or you can sit and relax for a moment before you go to work.
I have a request.
What is your quest?
Do you have any more of that lovely health potion that we may be able to have on us in case things get hairy, and we keep it on our person, not in wine glasses?
I do have some health potions if you would like to have some health potions.
And in addition to that, do you have some wine that we can put in some wine glasses?
I
No,
will
we're
not
working
give
sable.
drinks to the gods until after the shift is over.
Right.
No, we're
Don't-
working sable. You know that.
I'm just gonna go like flop on one of the couches and just very like.
Yeah.
I suppose I'll relax then. I'm not much of a lifter.
Just kind of begrudgingly goes over, just kind of waits to move the statue, I guess.
Waits to move the statues.
Tell me where to go.
Yeah. You haven't seen the actual artist yet,
No.
but he keeps coming, or like he doesn't keep. He's got men that are moving the statues in, and you're like helping put him into
Yeah.
place and adjust them. He's got a very interesting setup going. where
What are his sculptures?
his
What
sculptures.
what are they?
So his sculptures range from, like, they're extremely lifelike sculptures of various animals and beasts, scenes. There is a sculpture, like massive sculpture that you're like, I'm not touching that, and I won't break it. As they kind of wheel it in to the house of, they have to wheel it in as two pieces of like a tiger and a unicorn, actually like in the middle of a battle and like fighting each other. And there's just like one piece that kind of like screws into each other. You can't really see the seam. He's like sculpted the ground in a way that it interlocks and it can be separated very easily and move the two different beasts at the different times. Make a perception check, both of you.
12.
12.
Perception. I think that's a +3. 21.
21. You notice, Sable, as all these sculptures are coming in, that there is some different types of stone being used here.
Okay.
So the more abstract and like more chiseled ones are made of like this really dark, pretty stone, and then you have these more lifelike stone or lifelike statues that are of various different people, some people of history even. There's a piece that is like looks like it's supposed to continue. It's actually just of a dragon claw. That's it. That's all there is from it. There are quite a few of them are just like this bright white marble that are broken in areas and then kind of like put back onto a like black pedestal that's kind of like sculpted the ground inwards and like up and around it.
Okay. Can I make an attempt to figure out like what kind of stone this is?
Yeah, make a
Stone
cutting.
cunning's intelligence.
Yeah, make a intelligence check.
I'm great at that.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Well, my intelligence is like the worst thing I have. Okay. Just straight intelligence or
Mhm.
like...
Yeah.
I guess the history, nature, it's all the same.
Oh yeah, nature's one. So
It's all the same. 14?
14. Best to your knowledge, this looks like marble and a black granite.
Marble and black.
Like it's like a granite that's like dyed.
Countertop.
Yeah.
Looking biz.
Okay.
But yeah, he's all these sculptures that are being set up and everything as they're coming in. Eventually, this very stout-looking man, very burly looking individual, dressed into the nines in this bright green, like spring green suit. And he's got, or is a half-elven man with a full red beard, red hair pulled in the back of the ponytail to show off the pointy ears, and he looks a little bit leprechaun.
I was
However,
about to say, looks like a tall leprechaun.
looks like a tall leprechaun, and he is about 7 foot. He's a tall individual. He is
Boy.
hefty.
Oh, he's big too.
He's big.
A little jolly or
Little-
or big.
A little big, and he's just like immediately comes in and he's like, oh, he's got like a friendly looking face, and then immediately just turns. He's like, where are the mirrors? And he like looks at all those guys, and it's like all the guys just immediately start rushing out as he's just like, well, while I get the mirrors set up, let me make sure all the statues are in place and proper. He walks over to like one of the statues that you and the guys like kind of
Just finished.
just finished and struggled a little bit. He's like, little out of place, and you just see him like move the entire statue, no effort. Just okay.
I'm gonna get up and flow my way over, and just like, you must be Mr. Lemon Fouch, correct?
That is correct. And who do I have the pleasure of meeting? He takes your paw and kisses it.
Oh, a gentleman, I see. The name is Sable. I'm one of Mrs. Smiles' guards for tonight. I'm gonna be manning the floor.
You're gonna be mounting the floor.
I was just admiring your work. Absolutely gorgeous. It's a very interesting material you make these out of. You know, granite and marble, those are quite difficult materials to work with and to carve. How exactly? I mean, obviously you are not lacking in the strength department, I can see. But the finesse, the detail, it takes quite a bit of dexterity.
Yes, it took quite a long time to master. It's more about the tools you choose.
Oh,
Yes.
what tools are those, might I ask? I'm thinking about possibly getting into the craft myself. I'm just so fascinated.
As I hear that, I'm like,
Yeah. Roll a deception check on that last part. As far as tools, he's just
Sable having a hobby that isn't drinking.
Hang on, let me add
Is it alcoholism? Or
deception.
drugs?
Mm-hmm.
Well, after my bonus, it's 7.
It's a 7. It's like, while I admire your forced interest in actual sculpture and everything, I would believe the answer to the term for what kind of tools I use would be sculpting tools.
Well,
Hammers, chisels, various brushes. And you don't have to pretend to be interested in the part of the art you or the making of. Just be interested in the results.
Fair enough. And I understood that you are to be making a sculpture of our lovely host this afternoon.
Yes, that is the goal. I have a small piece of marble that is not. And he like looks around at all the various statues. Like, that's. I kind of try to make figures, but I don't have a piece that's quite big enough for some of the other ones I wanted to do. And I have this one small piece I've been trying to get out of my shop forever, and she's the perfect size.
I see. And you brought that.
It's almost meant to be.
I see. And I'm assuming you brought that piece with you, obviously.
Yes, of course I brought it with me.
Those pieces must take forever to make. You planning on doing all of that tonight?
Master Craftsman doesn't need that much.
Oh, I see.
Yes.
And do we need to set up a spot to put this piece of marble beforehand?
No. That's a private event. I will move that myself.
A private event? We're not going to be able to watch the master at work?
If you would like to watch the master at work, you can. You are the guards, so I imagine you'll be guarding her while the sculpture's happening.
Oh, okay.
I don't believe she would, and forgive me, Miss Smiles, I don't believe you would have yourself unguarded while I sculpt your likelihood. She's like, well, that's kind of what I had in mind, but if you think the guards would feel safe for both of us, that'd be great.
Well, I mean, certainly, Miss Smiles, we want to make sure that you are all taken care of. You know, such a lovely lady like yourself. Want to make sure no one's being taken advantage of.
Understood. Roll a persuasion.
Gotta get rid of that dice. $16.
16? Okay. Yes, you can watch the sculpture happen, the process, if you so choose.
Fantastic. I'm gonna go and while they're still setting up, I'm gonna investigate these sculptures just a little bit more.
A little bit more?
Yeah.
Roll an investigation.
Like just like
What are you trying to do?
specifically, I'm wanting to look at like, because there's sculptures of like animals and scenes and stuff. I'm specifically wanting to look at like the humanoids.
The humanoids?
Yes.
Okay.
May I ask why?
I have a sneaking suspicion. Something doesn't feel right. I ain't telling you. I'm looking until I find something.
Okay.
Right now, I'm just looking.
Sorry,
If
partner in crime.
Hey, if I find something questionable, or I don't, I'll let you know.
Comes
or
back.
I don't.
Just comes back and like, yep, those are statues.
Yep, that's rock.
He was like, oh, that's some
Unnatural
that's some
19.
genuine.
Unnatural 19. You're just trying to see if there's anything funny with them.
Yep, I am just trying to make sure these sculptures are on the up and up.
What does that even mean? It's art.
Like, specifically looking for like signs of how they're made, like chisel marks, like grooves, like
Chisel marks, grooves.
looking at the like.
Are you trying to see if it's handmade?
Yes,
Like you're trying to see if these are fakes.
kind of. I'll come back to you. Shush.
With the 19, you can see that all of these statues are master craftsmen. Like they are well polished.
So,
You can see natural like looking stone veins and everything.
mhm.
You can also see like parts where there's a few on the humanoid where you can see like around like the weaker joints where it looks like it's been reapplied, like he's used something that is not the actual stone.
But so it's like that piece of the statue broke off and he put it back.
Yes, there's a few of those that you can see, but those are the only imperfections, and you have to stare at it for a while to find those imperfections.
Do I see her like
Yeah,
just trying like staring down these statues?
you could see her like heavily
like
staring
considering that this is Sable and she ain't much of an art purveyor. I just go up and I'm like, what are you doing? We're working.
at these. Yeah, she's currently staring at like this tiefling who's holding like an object, like looking at this.
Alas, poor you.
I don't know. I got a gut feeling. Something just don't feel right.
Alright, well,
Like,
but that's not art. But
these statues are.
this is the second gut feeling you've had today.
I get lots of gut feelings. Listen,
I know.
these statues are too good.
I pull out the spectacles, the red ones with the magic, and I like hand them to her. And it's like there, that maybe that'll help.
Mate, I'll check. I'll put them on.
They fit you. I got mine. As I put on my green ones.
Put them on. Look around.
Put 'em on. Look around. The statues have, some of them in various areas have slight magic in them. You can't tell what school or class. Like some of them, like around the cracks, you can see there's a little bit of magic.
So they've been mended or like
They've been mended. They've been put together. A few of the statues around the base, like the little black granite and everything, it also has magic enchantments and everything. Quite a few of them have, like, you can see like this weird magic aura that's not like on it, but like around it, and it looks like it's kind of like tying into the bases that were put there. So it's like, it's very interesting where it's like you can't really tell what school or anything like that. You can make an Arcana check if you'd like.
Sure. Can't hurt. 17.
17. It looks like a few of the statues around the bases, at least, what you can tell is you guessed it, in like the mending and the arms. The bases, a few of them have like an abjuration spell, so like they're set for like alarms for if something happens.
Oh, it's
And
security.
Then, yeah, and the few are just like they're like bound to the base, like it's. And you look at it and it's like, okay, that makes sense, because like it's got this weird overweight top piece,
Mhm.
and it's like that doesn't seem physically possible for it to just sit there. And it's because there's this arcane enchantment holding it in place.
Gotcha. Other question. Do any of the statues have their eyes closed?
Eyes closed. No.
They all have their eyes open.
Looking around, all statues have their eyes open. Correction. Few do have their eyes closed. Particularly, there is one of a sculpture of a mom holding like a baby that's got their eyes closed, and then that's like one of like purely out of like the dark stone. And then there's another one that's like out of the pure dark stone and everything that's got his eyes closed too.
So the dark stone has its eyes closed.
Dark stones have their eyes closed.
None of the marble do.
None of the marble do, no.
Alright, I'm gonna take the glasses off and kind of be like grab Max for a second. Max.
What? You have to be watching. People are gonna arrive soon.
Yes, I know, but people aren't here yet, so just come here.
Okay.
I have a theory.
Okay. About?
I don't think he sculpted some of these sculptures.
Okay. What, you mean like he forged them? He stole them? Or...
No, So this is my theory. So there's like the two different color stones.
Yeah, I see them.
So
Continue.
So like the darker stones, some of them have their eyes closed.
Okay.
The lighter stones, none of them do. They all got their eyes open.
Make a
Maybe it's hard to make
Make a
eyes.
history check.
Maybe it's hard to make eyes in those stones.
No?
3.
3? I'm going to go ahead and say, because I think I know where your thought process is, Sable cannot metagame on that.
Never mind.
Have a theory. Can't you finish your
Nope.
theory?
Nope.
No.
Because if I
She-
don't have the
Jade
knowledge of
herself is metagaming hard.
Okay.
She's
All right.
trying to inform a narrative.
Okay. Fair
because
enough.
I thought of okay. Because I put pieces together.
Are we still just on a gut feeling?
Nope, I don't even have a gut theory because I don't have knowledge to base my theory on.
I'll redact that. There are other methods.
Cupcake.
Cupcake? Yeah, cupcake.
Cupcake.
Problem with being a DM.
Let's
Can
Sable
I-
smart. Yeah.
Let's Sable smart.
Can I make a nature versus instead of a history check
I'll
to
let
try
you make
and...
I'll let you make a nature check.
Can I make my own insight check based on the statues, based on the fact that Sable just will not shut this up, and so I can just point to something?
Natural fucking 20.
Natural 20. Alright. Continue.
Ha! I can smart!
I can smart it.
I would also like to point out with the natural 20 with your thought process, because I think you're thinking Medusa or something.
Something like that, yes.
Something like that. There are other forms of petrification. They don't require eyesight. Just
Interesting.
throwing that out there.
Okay. See, Jade did not know that.
It's a good thing.
Well, that spoils my whole, like, theory that I was going towards.
But you can still...
Yes.
It's still, the theory is still there.
So, basically, I don't think he made these. I don't think he forged them. I think these are actually, like, people and things that, he petrified. These are petrified people. He's gonna petrify Mrs. Smiles.
Why do you think she's going to petrify Mrs. Smiles?
Because he's making a statue of her.
He can cut one.
I don't think he knows how to cut one. And he didn't make any of these.
Okay. Well, we are guarding Miss Smiles, aren't we?
Exactly. So that's why I'm telling you, as the other guard, that we need to protect her because Big
Okay.
Mumbo Jumbo over there
Okay. All right.
is going to try and petrify her.
Fine. I'm not saying yes, I'm not saying no, but we still have a job to do, and that's part of our job.
Right?
Okay.
I'm doing
Okay.
my job.
All right.
For once, I am doing my job.
Okay. All right.
While you guys are having this conversation over in the corner, you do notice, like, the Mr. Lemon Falsh's is still Min is still
Yeah.
setting up, and they're setting up, like, mirrors around the sculpture, so, like, you can stand at the center, and you don't have to, like, walk around. You can see various views.
And then, okay.
Oh my god, it might be more than Mrs. Smiles that's in danger tonight.
Oh boy. Okay. Well, let's. How about this then? No, go to Mrs. Smiles.
Mm-hmm.
And she,
Okay, we're going
what is
home.
Miss Smiles doing? I start.
Miss Smiles is
I
just
look over and I'm looking for Miss Smiles.
Miss Smiles is like at the top and everything, having just finished a conversation with Mr. Lemonfauch and everything. Seems to be like about later on tonight what's gonna go on.
Yeah.
And she's just got a glass of wine sipping it, like overlooking.
Yeah.
Just like,
I'll go up there.
Yeah.
And I'm like, Miss Smiles,
yes,
may I speak to you about some stuff about the gallon in space?
of course.
Yes. I kind of start walking and like kind of in a way of gesture to like guiding her, getting her away from Mr. Lemonfauch.
Lemonfauch. Yeah, Lemonfauch is already like walking down. He's
Oh,
like
okay.
fixing to like
Okay,
inspect
well,
all
if
the
he's
mirrors.
okay, they just finished. I don't know if he left.
Yeah, he's leaving.
Away from the prying ears of everybody else. Have you ever worked with Mr. Lemonfauch before, Miss Smiles?
No, but I've had some friends before.
Okay. They said they've seen him work. Have they ever had? Do they have any personal pieces done by him?
They've
Same
had
as
some-
you are having tonight.
They haven't had any like sculptures sculpted in their image. Typically, they've requested like some large animal, such as like the tiger down there
I
or
see.
something like that. But
Okay.
I don't think they've ever.
Done a personal piece like you are.
No, and I don't think they've seen him work before. I don't
Okay.
know. That's something I don't think I would know.
Well, we have a hunch, and that's just our brains kicking into overdrive and just
May
us
we
doing
be
our
frank
jobs.
with you, Mrs. Smiles?
I was trying. I'm
Of
trying to
course-
deliver the news from somebody that she like is more inclined to take into
I was
consideration.
gonna let you finish.
Okay, we have a theory, possibly.
A theory.
Whether or not it's true, it's very important that we make sure that you are within arms and eyes for your personal peace this evening. We have a belief that maybe Mr. Lemonfauch may not be the sculptor that he is. I'm not saying his work isn't clearly worth your space, but it's the process and the manner that might be questionable.
We think you might be in danger.
We have reason to believe that Mr. Lemonfauch may create these objects based on other forms of sculpting,
I
petrification, possibly.
understand. She's like very like intrigued by the theory and looking around like at everything. She's like,
Do you have reason to believe that he might make you a part of his? Any reason to believe that he may make you part of his collection?
him in particular?
Well, did you request this?
No, he requested it because he said he had
A
a
piece.
stone. Yeah,
Yeah.
a piece of stone that was the perfect size.
Mm.
Which is interesting because based off that theory, he wouldn't need.
Nothing personal
Stone.
against you, Miss Smiles, but why would he reach out to you specifically?
I don't know, but I would say if petrification is something, I would be very concerned because that means that he would have to have some way to replace me.
Or maybe I'm not sure about the replacement. Considering the fact that these people here, we don't know these people that might have been turned into stone, the few that are there. These are also, some of them are just animals.
It might be some form of magical transfiguration as well. I mean,
It could
looking
be
at the
many.
statues, I can definitely tell that he is versed in the arcane, as they do have some security enchantments on them, which is not anything to draw suspicion.
Well,
But
okay.
he is at least, he's versed.
The idea is concerning. I do have. The butler does have. We have an anti-petrification vial.
Oh, I
But-
can very easily accidentally splash that on a statue.
There's only one.
I see.
Mm.
So if you would like to test your theory
But in
beforehand,
case it happens to
In
you,
case
we
it
want to have that
happens,
on
or the
hand.
crowd, because there seems to be a lot of mirrors.
We're also concerned about the rest of your guests.
Why would he need mirrors to see his work when it's clearly everyone's pretty much in plain view from this room?
I don't know.
These aren't exactly pieces that need to be viewed from different angles.
Well,
How are the mirrors being set up?
the mirrors. Each mirror is set up behind the statues. So like the statues flank, and then there's like the one large one of the tiger and the unicorn. But the mirrors around each of those statues, they're just set like 5 feet back, full length, tall mirrors set behind them. And then the large sculpture, there is like a triptych of them. So it's got the 3 mirrors and 2 set at an angle. So you can like, because it's set so far back and this is such a small little area for a gala that it's put back there to avoid people walking around it and everything, which is a tight quarters area.
Why would you put, back to Miss Smiles, why would you put mirrors not behind the sculptures if you didn't have intentions of using them?
Not behind.
They're not putting them behind the sculptures.
No, they're putting them behind
Yeah,
the sculpture.
Oh, I thought like you could, I think this is because some of them are cutting them off.
No.
They're basically stopping you from, it's just a thought. Like, why wouldn't they just let us just walk around?
My thought, because we had some conversations about the space before, that the thought he pitched was for the how tight it is. He wanted multiple people to see the back of the sculpture, including the person that because 2 people can't stand behind the sculptures. If you look like down there and everything, it's like it can't occupy 2 people. But if you put a mirror there, someone's standing behind the sculpture and someone's standing in front of it, they can both see the back.
I mean, there is also forms of petrification that don't require eyesight. There are some statues that have their eyes closed, so I'm not entirely sure his...
Some of them are posing. So...
I mean, they could have thought they were posing to get a statue
that's
done.
why, but based on our assumptions, we think that some of these statues may be too good for any too good craftsman.
I mean, I'm sure he says he is a phenomenal craftsman, but if you look at the art, the workmanship, I took a very close look, and they are pristine. There is not
yes, they're pristine. Man. That's why
they're too
That's a very
pristine.
big man for a delicate craft. This is just not another observation. We're not expecting you to close the gala, to turn him away, to anything. We are simply doing our jobs.
Understood.
In terms of observation. So if you would be so kind, and I'm sure you wouldn't mind, is I'm going to be a little closer to you than the rest of our guests this evening, if that'd be so mindful.
Well, I did hire you for security.
And I'm not just, but that means everybody. But I'm choosing you, and I feel like Sable might be best mingling with.
I mean, I can be wherever you like, Miss Smiles. I can be right next to you. I can be right next to our artist friend, intermingling.
Well, you seem quite receptive, and no offense to you, Max. I love you, but you're not a people person.
No.
You are. So stay close to me, and you can.
I'm just
mingle
more
with the crowds.
Looming presence.
Alright, well. Time to keep Miss Smiles safe.
Can we get those healing potions before
Yes.
we get far? And by chance,
Maybe, Max, you should keep the petrification antidote on you.
if the butler was willing to give it up.
The others will. Okay.
Okay.
Okay. Give me just a quick second here.
Yeah, that's fine.
Pull up my notes.
How many potions and stuff?
She will be giving you about 4 healing potions. Minor.
Between the 2 of us, or each?
Between the 2 of you.
Okay. 2 and 2.
2 and 2.
And 1 petrification. I do have a question.
Hmm.
Why do you keep this on? Why do you have this to begin with, Miss Smiles?
The
The petrification potion.
petrification
I don't know why
potion.
this seems oddly specific.
I have multiple potions on hand for various reasons. That one is... How do I put this in a way that... I'm just gonna be sable with you. We have some people that have some awkward kinks. That's on hand for an old client. Don't see him much anymore.
So much so that you only have one vial left. Got it.
He brought it. He brought
his
two
own.
on his first, and he brought his own most of the time.
I think I. That's more than enough. But okay. Well, I guess we shall enjoy the gala and walk the floor.
Okay.
Gesture.
Please do enjoy the gala.
As I gesture forward for her to go as she wishes.
And just as the gala continues, I'm just gonna I'm gonna post myself up at the front door to greet everybody as they come in. Just try and get a gauge on each person that comes in and make sure we don't have any additional problems to deal with other than the main one.
Okay. Now, as far as the list of 20 people, do you actually want the list of 20 names?
Not unless there are there any on that list that we already know?
No.
Do they come with photos? Because we have that technology.
Do they come with photos?
Is it like, it'd be like, because you check it and like name, and then you like look up, check the photo. This is a high-end place. I was just curious.
It's a high-end place.
But like, is also...
Photos.
No, we don't need the full list.
I was asking to just be like, I could be like, oh, that's Mr. So-and-so.
Yeah, I was gonna like do that whole thing of just like have it real quick, memorize it, and then be able to just kind of be like, as people greet, it's like, oh, welcome in, Mrs. Smith.
Yeah.
Understood. But no, photography is a very new technology that is typically held for governmental functions.
Says the guy who took a picture of us jumping out a window.
Governmental.
That's
Officer.
police. That's not government. The government is different than the police. No, it is. The government is
No,
different than
no.
police.
City-state.
City-state. Okay. Fair
Yeah.
enough.
Police is the government.
The police is the government. You have various sections of guards, but the police, they're still employed and paid by the government.
Okay. All right.
Oh yeah, when I had the glasses on. Well, actually, as people are coming in, I'm probably just gonna pop the glasses on
Okay.
and keep them on for a portion or majority of the night. Things I'm looking for specifically are anything finicky with the mirrors and if Sigma is around.
If Sigma's around. Make a perception check.
Can't do much about that bird.
11.
11?
It's over average.
There's nothing really finicky with any of the mirrors. A few of them, as you're like going around, it's like, oh, there's an enchantment. It's like, oh, it's the same situation as a statue. The mirrors are almost freestanding. They have like magical clamps at the bottom.
Gotcha.
So like someone's gone through and like cast a spell on each of them.
But not like, they're not like portals.
No,
They're
doesn't
not
doesn't
portals, are they?
look like any portals. You
No
don't see
mirror
any
dimension.
shimmering or any magic on them.
Okay.
As far as like magic on the individuals, about every person that walks through that door, or at least because toward the beginning you have like 2-3 people walk in, each one of them has some sort of magical item on them, whether it be a ring, some have a cane, There's a gentleman that has a cape, like a full-on cape, that's just magical in nature. You do notice that as the patrons start coming in, you see the few early birds that come in right before the gala opens. Within about the first 30 minutes, it starts to kind of rain outside. So you have patrons showing up with umbrellas. You have one gentleman that you see a brief flash of magic, and you're like, "Oh, what was that?" And you just see him like cast prestidigitation and dry himself. But it doesn't nothing that's alarming. If all these items would be alarming if it wasn't for the fact that each person that comes in has some sort of magical item.
So, rich people.
Very rich people, yes.
Okay. Any sign of Sigma?
No sign of Sigma.
Thought he would be able to help us.
I don't think
He is invisible.
Yeah.
He can get places we can't.
I don't think he would. I don't think he cares
You do see
about us here. Kind of thing.
as the final two guests arrive. One of the gentlemen that the second from last, the gentleman that arrives, he is. You can see like where his skin's touching. He is magical in nature. Full suit, dressed to the nines, but skin, everything that's visible skin-wise is magic of nature, which is the one peculiar because it's everything else is item. He is himself seems to be magic.
And like looking over the glasses, does he look like any magical creature? Or is like what does he look like?
He looks like he is a heavy or very tall individual, very kind of bird-like. He is very dark. He is got some very dark tawny skin, with some what looks like it looks like basically bleached white hair, but it's like you get a little bit closer to him. It's like underneath his hat, it looks like paint slick through his hair. So it's like he's dyed his hair with some sort of substance.
Okay, so not drow.
Yeah, make a insight.
Insight. Let's try this one.
7.
7.
Yeah, he's just a very odd individual. He's got some pitch black eyes.
Okay, so he looks drow, but is okay.
He's not drow. He is
He's not drow. He's not drow, but he looks drow.
no. He's not that dark.
Okay.
He's black.
Shush. Interesting.
Profiling.
Do I, from the list, do I have that individual's name?
Yes. You would know he is going underneath the name of Drace Crypt.
Grace Crit.
Crypt.
Alright.
Well,
I'm gonna just kind of like intermingle subtly, make my way over to Max, and just kind of be like, Maxie, I also thought we should probably have some sort of like signal or something for like, hey, shit's hit the fan.
I think shit is already when shit's hitting the fan. I think we'll know, but fair. How about you give it before hits the fan?
Okay, well, we should come up with like some hand signs or something.
Okay. Would you have anything in mind?
Well, I guess if shit's hitting the fan, we can just kind of yell.
Yeah, I'm talking about the before. Remember?
Right? Yeah.
So discreet. Hey, something's happening, or about to. Not just shouting.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, I could like if something's about to go down, I could like just kind of like sit there and ring my tail a little bit, but you can't really do that.
No, I can't. Are we trying to be discreet?
Well, yeah, or like at the very least, so we can like communicate from across a room.
Can you like wiggle your ears? I can. Just the up and down. There you go.
So
I can do my right one sometimes.
I can do both.
Is that too subtle? I feel like it's too
I
subtle.
mean, it's a little easier to see my ears move than your ears.
Okay, well, I don't know. I'll fix How about I fix my hair? I never fix my hair.
Fine. Or no, you always put your hair up.
It's up. How about I undo it? Then,
Yeah, you
like,
pull it down and then
adjust.
put it back up. or
Yeah,
something.
I like straighten it out, then put it back up.
All right, and I'll ring my tail.
Ring your tail.
Like
Just
like fiddle with it. Like
Oh, you do that anyway.
not that often.
Okay, well,
If I'm making direct eye contact with you and messing with my tail.
okay.
Uncomfortable staring as you're ringing.
As you wring out your tail.
Well, speaking of things, going rad. There's something a little bit willy wonky with. Well, first off, these people here are rich as fuck, Max.
Yeah.
Every single one of them's got a magic item on them.
Does Miss Smiles?
You look at Miss Smiles. Yeah, she's adorned with quite a few magic items, actually.
Yes.
Okay, well, that's par for the course.
Which I'm also assuming that we're having this conversation out of earshot of Mrs. Smiles.
Yes.
I was expecting we're having this right next to Miss
Oh, right.
Smiles.
Yeah,
Because I'm standing next to Miss Smiles.
That's true. We don't really want to leave her alone.
Yeah, you can see her, like, basically, like, as soon as, like, someone approaches, she, like, judges that you guys are having a secret conversation, so she's, like, deflecting people.
I'm
and
more
drinking
like
wine
I'm
and
still
stuff.
keeping. I'm still
Yeah,
like.
so
constantly
we're having a
like-
private conversation, but we're keeping an eye on her.
Okay.
Okay, well, see,
She's doing her part to...
Mr. Tall, Dark, and Handsome over there?
I see him.
Yeah. So everybody has, like, a magic item on him. He is magic.
As I gesture, I point to, I tap Miss Smiles' shoulder, and I'm like, and is there anything in particular about that gentleman we should know about?
She kind of looks over and is like, I believe the gentleman's name is Drace? No,
Yes, that's what your list says.
Yeah. No, he's an individual. He's a friend of looking around and everything. He's like, Mr. Arlen Hark over there. But as far as him himself, I don't think he's that dangerous. He's invite of invite.
Would there be anybody here that you might have some suspicions on in any way, shape, or form?
Suspicions on, like, wanting...
Just not I'm asking for dirty. I'm asking just extra set of eyes if necessary. How about any direct friends to our artist?
I would say direct friends. He doesn't really have any direct friends here. I think...
Well, that's not suspicious.
Possibly, but there's a cage treble that keep an eye on him. He's
Cage treble
yes, cage treble.
description, if any.
She points over and it's like this. It's this Triton individual who's just like heavily tatted with like glowing white and yellow tattoos just all the way up and down both of his arms. He is basically just got a vest, like a suit vest on, and his suit pants, no like button-up shirt and everything. He is like full showing off muscles and tattoos. He's got like some very short-cut green hair floating on top on his blue skin. He's like, yeah, he's got his history of substance abuse, and I just want to keep an eye on his general attitude. If he starts to get a little angry or a little too happy, might need to escort him or put him in a private room.
Understandable.
Yes. But as far as other individuals, these are people I've interacted with before, and I fully trust.
Gotcha.
Whether it be business deals or just casual dinner.
Okay.
And Mr. Crit wouldn't have any reason to want to hide his identity?
Crypt?
Yes.
Not to my knowledge.
Okay.
I've never met Crypt, so
I see.
this is the first time meeting him.
Alright, well, I'm gonna go back out on the floor. Just kind of keep an eye on everything. If I have anything to report, I'll come and let you know, ma'am.
Okay.
And just kind of hug, like a hug, but like the shadow of Miss Smiles, and like if I notice anything going on, like any subtleties, weirdness, or anything that might be alarm for our theory, as well with any direct contact that seems unwarranted on any level. Yeah.
Understood.
First thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna kind of head over like on the outskirts of Mr. Crit and just kind of keep an eye on him for a little bit, and then at some point, probably just like as I'm going around, just very casually just come up, like just hand on the arm and just ask him how he's doing, just very very casual, just like, how are you doing, Mr. Crip? I hope you're enjoying the event. Just coming and checking on all the patrons. And while I do that, I'm just gonna like try and gauge to see if what I'm feeling is different than what I'm seeing, because I'm familiar with illusionary magic.
Got it. Make a perception check.
I don't think this is what it is, but I want to. God damn it! These fucking dice. Perception.
Mm-hmm.
6.
6. You gotta you're like being generally like kind of stealthy and like looking around and everything. You can go to grab his arm. He's like, well, can I help you?
Oh.
Like you go to reach and grab his arm and see it. And he's,
Oh no, my apologies. I was just being friendly.
well, I believe your name is Sable, correct? And he gives a wink. Make an insight check.
Somebody we know. I feel like it's somebody we know.
God damn it!
It's the cop in disguise.
7.
7?
Oof.
7. Just.
You give him like a, and he's just like,
It's not even. It's just like, oh well.
Didn't know.
Listen, I am quite flattered, but I don't think we have known each other quite that long. Maybe after the event, you could come and talk to me again.
true, we haven't known each other quite that long, have we, Sable?
No. Also, did I introduce myself when people were walking in? I don't.
No.
I.
And he kind of leans over and is like, I'm trying something new. And you kind of like give like a little eyes, like you're still like confused. And he's like, I'm visible. And at that point, you kind of like, it clicks. He's just heavily make-upped. His eyes are hollow.
He's our invisible man, but he's visible because he
And then it
went full makeup.
it strikes you that all that like makeup and everything, he's just like a very dark, like visually and facial wise, looks very familiar to, or like looks very similar to Enigma.
So I'm just like immediately just in the middle of the floor, just.
Keep up that act. Keep up that act.
Sigma?
Drace.
Drace, right. Mr. Crit. I see. I thought I recognized that little glow earlier.
I figured I would tag along, but more conspicuous. There's enough high-end individuals here to make me. I might stick out a little bit more, but
Well, actually, this is really perfect. I was actually looking for you earlier, but I didn't see you around. You might have a little bit of a predicament at the moment. Maxie and I are on guard. Well, literally and figuratively. But how familiar are you with this artist?
not at all.
Cool. So this is our theory. And I'm just gonna kind of just, for brevity's sake, just run him down our entire, like, all the evidence that we've kind of collected in our theory, and just
Okay.
obviously, quiet, so not to raise suspicion from anyone else, but.
Right.
So that's kind of what we're dealing with at the moment.
Well, it's an interesting theory, one that can be tested, though it seems like don't really have anything to undo. I don't know. It's a very
Yeah, we do have
peculiar situation.
an anti-petrification potion that we could use. However, we wanted to save it just in case anything happened to Mrs. Smiles.
It's a good call not to be rash with it.
Right? Yeah. Who would be rash?
What Deadeye looks at you and is like, Max.
Max has it right.
Max has it right. But with that, we will actually go on break. We have hit
Oh,
the
yes.
hour and 30-minute mark,
Beautiful hour 30
Oh,
minutes.
that was fast.
and we will pick back up with a perception check from our lovely Max.